Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our weekly Torah Portion. This week's Torah Portion is Vayelech. It's actually a very, very short Torah portion. It's Deuteronomy 31. And I want to focus actually on the very first verses in this Torah portion. We have now been going through Deuteronomy for quite some weeks. And as you recall, Deuteronomy is really Moses' farewell to the nation. He has a number of different speeches here, some very long, some very short. And in these first verses in chapter 31, we see Moses addressing a very important subject, and that is handing over the leadership to Joshua. Now, we have visited this issue in a previous chapter. We have seen this already in the book of Numbers. But here is where it actually is executed. So let's first read the relevant verses, and then we can discuss some of the significant things that we see here. And Moses went and spoke these words to all Israel. And he said to them, I am 120 years old this day. I can no more go out and come in. Also, the Lord has said to me, you shall not pass over the Jordan. The Lord your God, he will go over before you, and he will exterminate these nations from before you, and you shall possess them. And Joshua, he shall pass over before you, as God had said. And the Lord shall do to them as he did to Sihon and to Og, kings of the Amorites, and to the land of them whom he exterminated. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that you may do to them according to all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and firm, fear not, nor be terrified by them. For the Lord your God, he it is that does go with you. He will not fail you, nor forsake you. And Moses called to Joshua and said to him before the eyes of all of Israel, be strong and firm, for you must go with this people to the land which God has sworn unto their fathers to give them, and you shall cause them to inherit it. And Lord, he it is that does pass before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you, neither forsake you. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And Moses wrote this law and gave it to the priests and sons of Levi who bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Here we see Moses actually speaking to the nation and telling them he is now 120 years old. This is days, hours before his death, and reminding them that he is not going to be allowed to cross over the Jordan with them, and the time has come to appoint a successor. Now, there are a few words here that I want to point out. First of all, he says in verse 2, I can no more go out and come in. Now, what does that mean, go out and come in? We're going to take a look at similar words in Numbers, but let's just hold that question for a moment. We see also this idea of God passing before you, Joshua passing before you. Who's passing before whom? Is Joshua before the nation? Is God before the nation? We see a lot of that going on, particularly in verse 3. And we also have here two repetitions of the words, be strong and courageous. Be strong and firm. In verse 6, we have that, be strong and courageous, and this is Moses addressing the nation. And then Moses addresses Joshua and says, be strong and courageous.
To watch this program in its entirety, go to www.glc.us.com or simply click the link below.